Okay, hi everybody. I'd like to walk you through the research assignment for tonight in case it's helpful for you. There's written descriptions of it, of how to do it on the research paper instructions guide, but this video may be more useful, maybe more intuitive. So if you're on the Haiku page, what you're going to do is go down to research paper, the research paper tab here. And under the research paper, you're going to click on how to find sources. Now, this tab gets you to all of the databases that will be useful to you as you're doing your research for your paper. So it has links to where you can find books, online reference sources, primary sources, and so on. For tonight, you're working with primary sources, and in particular, you're working with the New York Times database. Now, if you're at home, you want this username and password. You're going to need that if you're doing this from home to log into the New York Times. If you're doing it from campus, and I'm on campus, it'll just take you automatically there. But if you're at home, again, the username is Sidwell and password is welcome. So once you're there, you click on the New York Times. It'll ask you to put in your username and password unless you're on campus, where it won't. Once you're in ProQuest, you're going to click on the four databases little link up here. You're going to deselect everything but the New York Times, because I just want you to pull from the New York Times. And then you click Use Selected Databases. After that, you click on Advanced. And don't type in anything into any of the search boxes. Instead, you're going to go to the publication date. It'll probably say all dates, and you're going to click on this date. Okay, so click on this date, and then you can choose any date from history from 1851 to 1990. I've chosen a random date, which is my birthday, July 17th, and then a random year, 1927. You can just choose any random year. And then you click search. And what this is going to do is it's going to pull up all of the articles and items that were in the New York Times on whatever date that you selected. As you can see, it's a ton, 944. And the reason is that, well, on the one hand, this tells you newspapers were actually much larger back then than today. And also, it's going to pull everything, not only articles, but also ads, birth notices, whatever was in the New York Times that day, sports scores, weather report, it's going to include in this search, okay? So it's going to pull 944 results from this particular day, and then what I want you to do is go through them and click on the items that you think are interesting, okay? So I read this first one, seize foreign liquor chase, customs men fire, take, that seems interesting. So what you're going to do is you're going to, I like to open the link in a new tab, okay? And then you're going to go down and you're going to just do that for whichever one you find interesting. Display ad. I wonder what the ad is. Okay. Straw hats. Sure. We'll do that. Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You go down. Livestock and meats. That seems, wonder what that's about. Just anything that kind of piques your curiosity. You go down to the next page. Do this for a couple minutes. Maybe get through 100 or so different items, and keep opening them in new tabs. And again, you're just clicking on things that seem of interest. Okay, once you've gone through 100 and you've have a fair number of tabs open, then go through them and narrow it down to two. So quickly skim through all of the tabs that you've opened and choose the two that seem to be most interesting to you. Could be, anything. Could be an ad. Could be, an article about livestock and meats. Or maybe you find this to be completely weird and boring and you don't want it, in which case, just X out of it. But once you've got two of these, then, read the two articles and then complete the research assignment. And the research assignment is listed on the sheet that I gave you. It's also on the Haiku page under research paper. You're going to go and submit in the Haiku Dropbox the following things for the two that you've selected. The date, so the date that you picked, the title of the article, the broad historical theme of the subject matter. Do you think this has to do with politics, society, the economy, culture? A brief 3 to 4 sentence summary of the article, And then what questions did the article or the ad or whatever raise for you? What did you want to know more about? What surprised you? So you're going to do that. It shouldn't take you long, and that's to get your feet wet researching for the research paper.